In today's video, I'm going to be trying to get all the achievements for Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Since I got all the achievements for the first game, I figured why not revisit the second game and do the same. Much like when I got all the achievements for the first Force Unleashed game, this is played on an Xbox 360 and not on a PlayStation, so technically this isn't a Platinum video. It just sounds better to say Platinum rather than getting every achievement, and Xbox doesn't have a Platinum in itself, so I'm using Platinum in the title. Now, The Force Unleashed 2 has 58 total achievements, 50 from the base game and 8 from the Endor DLC. Since the game came out in 2010, I played it when I was a kid and then revisited the game later when I was older. This means I got 43 out of 58 achievements already done. This means that I only have 15 more achievements to get to complete the game. Considering I got most of the achievements for this game already, completing the game was actually pretty easy. I do know there are some hard achievements in here that I got when I was younger, but for these last 15 achievements, it was pretty easy. But with all of that out of the way, let's start our journey to getting all the achievements for Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. To begin this journey, we're going to start with all the achievements that I got when I was younger. And unfortunately, since I got these when I was younger, I don't have any actual footage of these achievements popping, but I'll do my best with the footage that I have. Now, to start us off, the first achievement I got was One with the Force for completing Endor without dying. Now, this technically isn't the first one that I got, but there's no actual timestamp for when I got this one since I got it offline, so I'm just gonna throw it at the start. The first achievement I actually got was Cam Fetty for killing 5 enemies with fans on Kamino. Now this one is pretty easy and you should get this one automatically because the stormtroopers tend to just run into the fans themselves. Shortly after that, I got fully charged for using an entire bar of force power on a lightning attack. Then I got Escape from Kamino for completing the first level. Moving on to the next level, I got Return to Sender by killing an AT-MP by throwing its missile back at it. This one's pretty easy because they just put an AT-MP in front of you and it just shoots missiles at you and you have all the time in the world to either grip them or repel them. Next, I got It Burns for disintegrating 15 enemies by throwing them into the red force fields. I then got Break the Bank for smashing 10 game machines. Sky Killer for destroying 15 TIE fighters, Up Up and Away for overloading 20 Jump Trooper jetpacks, Enjoy the Trip, See You Next Fall for causing 50 enemies to fall to their deaths, the Nemesis in Flames for destroying the gunship, and Bring Down the Giant for defeating the Gorog. Moving on to the Salvation level, I got Lucky Streak for defeating 300 consecutive enemies without dying. I then got Arachnophobia for destroying 200 Terror Spider Droids. After that, I got the Exterminator for defeating the Terror Walker, and then Crack the Sky for destroying the Star Destroyer. Moving on to the Kamino level, we get Meeting of the Jedi for reuniting with Coda, which is an unmissable one and you have to get it to continue the story. Next, I got Specialist for upgrading 1 power to rank 3. You should end up getting enough force points throughout the entire game to upgrade at least 1 ability to rank 3. Next, I got Top of the World for reaching the top of the spire without falling once. I could imagine that this could be very annoying if you get close to the top and end up falling or aren't very good at the parkour, but personally, this one wasn't too bad. Next, I got Passive Aggressive for parrying and countering 10 melee attacks. I got this one while fighting Vader, and Vader is very easy to parry and then counter, so if you want to get this achievement, fighting Vader is all you have to do. After that, I got A Measure of Mercy for completing the game and choosing the light side ending. And because I beat the game on medium difficulty, I got Padawan for completing the game on easy difficulty, and Jedi Knight for completing the game on medium difficulty. I guess after beating the main game, my younger self decided to do the challenges because I got like 3 or 4 challenge related achievements in a row, and the first one I got was Challenger for completing 1 challenge and receiving at least a bronze medal. This one is pretty easy because there's some easier challenges and getting a bronze medal in itself is also pretty easy. The next one I got was Platinum for getting a platinum medal on any challenge. This one could be kind of hard, but there's definitely some easier challenges in this game where getting the platinum medal would be a lot easier. After that, I got Aw Yeah for performing every combat move in the game, excluding combos that require rank 3 saber. Now I'm pretty sure there's a combat challenge or a combo challenge that actually gets you this achievement by completing it. So all you have to do is reach the end of that challenge and you should get this achievement. And ending my little challenge run here, I got Hat Trick for getting a gold medal on any 3 challenges. Now some people might find this one kind of hard, but personally it wasn't too bad, especially since some of the challenges were pretty easy to get the gold medal on. Now with some challenges out of the way, younger me decided to do another playthrough which got me 6 achievements, the first being To the Face for reflecting 20 missiles back at ATMPs. This one just involves whenever an ATMP shoots a missile at you, you block right before it comes at you, and then it goes flying back at the ATMP. It's pretty easy, the timing is very forgiving, so if you just do the same level over and over again, you should be able to get this achievement. The next one I got on this second playthrough was Stackross Medal of Excellence, which involves destroying 12 lightning pylons on the Camino dive. This one is pretty easy, and it just involves you spamming your force push as you dive, which should guarantee you the achievement. Next, I got Stay on Target for getting to the falling Gorog without crashing into any debris. Now, I actually don't know how hard this one was to get, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy. If you just spam your dash as you go towards it, any debris that actually comes close to hitting you will get broken as you dash. So if something's gonna hit you, just dash through it. Next, I got Holocron Collector for finding every Holocron. This one is a little tedious if anything at all, but as long as you have a guide open, you should be able to get this even within your first run. And finally, ending the second playthrough off, I got Betrayed by Rage for completing the game and choosing the dark side ending. After my second playthrough, my younger self decided it was time to go play the Endor DLC. The first achievement I got in this DLC was Returning the Favor by defeating a grenadier with his own grenade. This one's pretty simple, you just wait for him to throw the grenade, you grab it with the force, you throw it back at him, you kill him, you're done. The next one I got was Don't Let the Wookiee Win for defeating Han and Chewie. This is just a story related achievement and it's unmissable if you complete the DLC. After that, I got Victory for completing the Endor DLC, as well as Yub Yub by completing the level and killing 20 or more Ewoks. Well, it looks like we're back to challenges because the next 3 achievements are all challenge related. The first achievement being Competitor for getting a silver medal on any 5 challenges. Once again, there are some easy challenges that can help you get these silvers, and to be honest, getting silver really isn't that hard. After that is Champion for completing the first 10 challenges with at least a gold medal in each. This is probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest, in the game to get, because some of those first 10 challenges are actually really difficult, and some of them probably took me hours to try and beat. But with some guides online and just general persistence, you should be able to get this achievement. And because I got gold in all of these challenges, I also got the achievement Rookie for completing the first 10 challenges with at least a bronze medal in each. The next 4 achievements don't really follow any sort of pattern, so we're just gonna knock them out one by one, starting with Sith Kicker for drop kicking 10 Ewoks. This one's pretty easy, you just do the Endor DLC and you use your grapple move whenever you find an Ewok. Next, we have Holocron Hunter for finding all Holocrons in the Endor DLC. This one is just like the one in the main game. If you just have a guide open, you'll be able to find all the Holocrons pretty easy. And then after that, we have Maxed Out for upgrading all Force powers to rank 3. This one might be kind of annoying because you have to do at least 2 playthroughs, maybe more, to upgrade all of your abilities. So if you don't really enjoy the repetitiveness of this game, this achievement could be kind of tedious. And finally, the last achievement I got when I was younger was Valet for using Vader's TIE Advance to destroy the AT-MP. This one is pretty self-explanatory. On the first Cato Neimoidia mission, after you defeat all the stormtroopers and the AT-MP comes out, you grip the TIE Advance and you throw it at the AT-MP, destroying it. With 43 out of 58 achievements done, we can finally move past my younger self and onto my replaythrough of Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. The first achievement I got during my replaythrough of the game was Droid Rage for controlling the Terror Walker and destroying all the Terror Biodroids. I got this one during a replaythrough where I wasn't really going for any achievements, I just wanted to re-experience the game. And this one's pretty easy. Once you get control of the Terror Walker, you just go after all of the other Terror Droids, and once you kill them all, you can finally kill the Terror Walker. After my initial replaythrough, I replayed the game on Unleashed difficulty, during which I got 7 achievements. The first one being Imperial Paintball, for throwing 10 enemies into the Camino generators. This one also is pretty easy. Once you come across a generator and there are enemies nearby, as long as you don't kill them before you throw them into the generator, you should get this pretty easy throughout the first mission on Camino. After that one, I got Master of Disaster for breaking all of the coolant tanks aboard the Salvation without dying. All you really need is a guide or just general game awareness to know where all the coolant tanks are, and the hardest part is not dying while you do it, but I did this on Unleashed, which is the hardest difficulty, so if you do it on easy, it should be pretty easy for you. After that, I got Unleashed for activating Force Fury 10 times. This one is pretty self-explanatory, just play, and whenever you get Force Fury, use it, and eventually you'll get it 10 times. After that, I got Jedi Bomb Squad for removing all of the Terror Spider Bombs on the Salvation. Now you get this one by encountering one room that just has a bunch of spider bombs, and it sounds pretty easy to just destroy them all, but the hardest part is seeing where they are and actually being able to destroy them. I thought I destroyed them all, but I didn't, so I was like looking up guides to see where they were. I thought I saw lights that were spider droids, but they weren't. It was kind of just generally annoying. But if you kind of just jump around the room and move around the walls, eventually you'll run into one, which will blow up, which will count as you destroying it. So after that, I got the achievement. Next, I got Pied Piper for enticing 10 stormtroopers to leap to their deaths with the mind trick. I kinda did this one by accident. I was just spamming mind trick a lot on Unleashed difficulty because that's the best way to try and beat that difficulty, which I'll get into later. But I was just spamming it. Eventually, I got enough stormtroopers to jump to their deaths, and I got the achievement. Now moving on to the last two achievements I got in my Unleashed run, there's Jedi Master for completing the game on hard difficulty, as well as Jedi Grandmaster for completing the game on Unleashed difficulty. Because I beat the game on Unleashed difficulty, any difficulty related achievement below it gets unlocked as well, which includes the hard difficulty. As for completing the game on Unleashed difficulty, it's actually not that bad. I actually did a whole video on how I beat the game on Unleashed difficulty, so if that's something you want to see, go check that out. But to summarize, basically you just need to constantly use the mind trick whenever you encounter waves of enemies, and make sure you save your Force Fury for scenarios that would make it worth it. I think during my Unleashed run, I only died maybe 20 times, but I think it was less than that. I really only struggled on a couple rooms, but other than those rooms, it was generally pretty easy with the right tactic. So after beating the game on Unleashed difficulty, I got these achievements to pop. With my Unleashed playthrough done, it was finally time to start going after individual achievements. The first being Amplified, for killing 10 enemies with the lightning towers. This one was actually kind of annoying because I would end up shocking the enemies instead of the tower, which means I would have to keep retrying the checkpoint over and over again. But after some repetition, I finally got the achievement. After that, I went for Strike for killing 3 enemies with a single bowling ball. To do this, you have to go to Caden Amoidia and use the crystal sphere thing, and you have to kill 3 enemies with one use of it. I ended up using this hallway here because there's just a lot of enemies everywhere, and I got pretty lucky by doing it on my first try. After that, I did Shattered for shattering 10 enemies frozen in Carbonite. To get this one, you need the Carbonite droid to freeze 10 enemies in Carbonite, and once they're frozen, you need to shatter them. I found that the easiest way to do this was through the Gauntlet trial, because it spawns you with 1 Carbonite droid and 4 enemies. So you can just keep trying to get the Carbonite droid to freeze them and then shatter them over and over again, redoing the challenge over and over again. And eventually, if you did it like me, the achievement will pop. The next one I got was Poor Bob for force gripping a stormtrooper, impaling him, zapping him with lightning, and then throwing him into an object. This one is pretty self-explanatory. The next one I got was No Match for a Good Blaster for killing 10 enemies using the turbo lasers on the Camino drill grounds. Once again, this was also pretty easy. If you play on the easiest difficulty and you go to the drill grounds and you just wait for the turbo laser to target you, you can just lure the enemies into it and it'll just shoot at the enemies, killing them. And after that, I went for Use the Force Luke for completing any combat level using only Force powers. Now this one's a breeze. If you go on the easiest difficulty and you play the Camino level, you should really have no problem. I was also really careful when trying to get this achievement, because I didn't even block any blaster bolts or anything because I was worried that that wouldn't count for the achievement. And I also didn't use any force abilities that requires you to block to use them, such as the Force Repulse. So after being extra careful, I got the achievement. This achievement also happens to be the last achievement in the base game, which leaves us with 1 achievement left in the DLC, which is Never Tell Me the Odds for completing Endor on Unleashed difficulty. Utilizing the same tactics that I used in the main game, this was actually not that hard. There were a couple deaths here and there, but I did get this achievement in under 20 minutes. And with that, we finally have 58 out of 58 achievements for Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Ultimately, getting all the achievements for this game wasn't that hard. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. There's only a couple achievements that might give you some trouble, but doing it over and over again, you'll eventually get it. In terms of enjoyment, there was nothing like super tedious for getting all the achievements. It was pretty basic with some fun ones here and there, some cool references, and some interesting challenges. So in terms of enjoyment, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. But just like my last Platinum video, we're gonna go over the 3 most rare achievements in this game. And this is all according to Xbox players, so it might be different across different platforms. In third place, we have Amplified for killing 10 enemies with the lightning towers, and only 1.31% of players got this. I'm not entirely surprised that this is up here, not because it's difficult, but just because even the amount of times that I replayed this game, I didn't even know that the lightning towers were a thing. It wasn't until I looked at the achievements that I realized that the lightning towers were actually a thing. And now in second place for the second hardest achievement is Never Tell Me the Odds for completing Endor on Unleashed difficulty, which only 1.26% of players have. This one is also not a surprise given that it's DLC related and also difficulty related. Those two would stack up. And now in first place we have Champion for completing the first 10 challenges with at least a gold medal in each, which only 0.88% of players got. And I would definitely agree that this is the hardest achievement in the game, just because some of those challenges are genuinely torture to try and get the gold medal on. And it also makes sense with how rare it is, because I feel like most players wouldn't even try and do the challenges. Once they finish the main game, they uninstall it and they move on. So these are the top 3 most rare achievements for Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. And now since I've completed this game, I think it's time to rank it on my completed games tier list. Now this is the first time that I've done this on a YouTube video, so a lot of these games I haven't actually platinumed on this channel, but I do have all the achievements for them. But as for where The Force Unleashed 2 goes, I'm gonna put this at the tail end of A tier. I think if I wasn't a Star Wars fan, this would probably be lower, but I love the character of Starkiller so much, and I still think the story was actually pretty good, on top of some pretty good gameplay mechanics. I wouldn't exactly put it in front of the Star Wars Battlefront 2015 version. I think Star Wars Battlefront 2015 was a little bit more polished and therefore deserves to be in front of The Force Unleashed 2. But now with The Force Unleashed 2 ranked, this video has come to an end. If you stuck all the way through and you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos like this, feel free to hit that like button, and hell, even hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. And with that said, I'll talk to you all later.